Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very important guide for you today. We're going to be doing Apex Legends guide on how to double tap strafe in the game. I've done a guide on how to tap strafe, so if you want that introduction, I'll have it in the link down in the description down below. Now for today's video, this is an important video because I feel very not smart for not posting this sooner, and I should have posted this sooner, and I sincerely apologize for that. It's a movement that I've done in the test range whenever I'm in meetings. It's one of my most favorite movements to do in the game. It's very soothing. I usually have music in the background when I'm in a meeting, just bouncing back and forth. It's like playing with a Rubik's Cube or something with your hands, just to kind of do without thinking. So now we've gotten the introduction out of the way, let's discuss why. Why is this movement important? Well, we know a normal tap strafe, when you cut a corner, it's a sharper angle, right? You have a sharp angle and it's unpredictable and harder to track because the movement is very sporadic, just like we did right there. Now, a double tap strafe is a movement where you kind of essentially create an angle and then essentially go right back on track. So why is this important? Why is this harder to track? Well, because if you ever do anything like aim training, Kovacs, aim lab, anything of that nature, you will realize just how hard it is to hit a target that is moving sporadically. And when that happens, when you see it from a third-person perspective, you realize even from a basic lobby, going from bronze to just starting out the game to even an advanced lobby of trying to track somebody with that movement, how difficult it is. So what I'm going to do first is continue to teach it in third person here. Then I'm going to turn on these bots and I'm going to move around and showcase what happens. Now remember, very quick tip, when you're double tap strafing, this is a great maneuver to get away, but also to close the gap, especially when you're using a shotgun to get close range. So what do I mean when I say that? Well, so remember that whenever you're hit with a bullet, unless you are a big boy like Gibraltar or Caustic, not to be shot. Because whenever you get shot, you lose some of your momentum. Also, be sure you have your maximum slide to maximize on the tap strafe. You can do a small tap strafe, very, very little. Or, as you do this, really throw off your enemy, you can even do a bigger one, like you saw right there. So now let's discuss the inputs that I'm hitting. You can do this left to right or right to left. You can even add, if you're a high movement character, or even if you're in the air, slide jumping somewhere from far, you can even turn this into a triple tap strafe. You can just kind of keep jiggling back and forth. Just remember your momentum and how much you're going to lose. It's just to throw off your enemy because the hitbox or the person looks like they're moving one direction, they instantly shift. So the inputs, you slide jump, pretty straightforward initially, and just like a normal tap strafe, you tap strafe and you use your scroll wheel to the angle. Now that is my biggest recommendation, is to utilize the scroll wheel because it's by far the easiest way to get the input. It's interesting that we call this a new movement tech, just to highlight this. I really feel like this movement has been in the game, and I feel like I've been doing this for a really long time. I just never really thought that I was doing it. I call this a redirect. Even Asu, when he posted his guide, he's always called this a redirect movement, kind of adopted the fact of calling it a tap strafe. So now that we covered against slide jump and then tap strafe with the scroll wheel, what you're going to do is add in quickly while you're mid-air, you got the tap strafe and go back to the right. So you see what I did? I actually don't even have my finger anymore on the W key. I am using all my forward momentum, A and then D and scroll wheel, whenever I switch directions. If you can do a normal tap strafe, you can do a double. And it's not perfect every time. It's easier to do whenever you're a movement character, especially whenever you're slide jumping off an angle. You see where the angle is this weird little L shape, if you will. Almost like a horse from chess, you know, in their movement. It's like this weird L. But it's good to do because it overthrows your enemy and it throws them off. So again, you know, you tap A and then you tap D. You don't have to hold W anymore. It's all about the scroll wheel and the two keys once you're up in the air. Now, let's do this from a first-person perspective, and I'm going to hop in and showcase whenever you're dodging bullets and how much easier and cool it can be. Okay, now what we're going to do is showcase this movement from a first-person perspective. When you see that L that I literally just did right there, actually, and you're fighting these bots. So when you're moving up on them, I do this all the time, and it's great movement. See how you're dodging? They have these bullets. That's not the best tap strafe. There we go. That's a good one right there. Very nice. Whenever you're moving up on an enemy and you juke them, how much you dodge the bullets. I mean, these are bots, right? And it's not exactly perfect fighting a bot, but you can get used to the movement whenever they hit you and realize how much it slows you down. So if I'm moving, ready, when I get shot, let's see if they can hit me. There we go. See how it just instantly slows you just a little bit? There's a slow again. So whenever you have that slow, remember that you have to get the slide jump, making sure you don't get hit by a bullet or the tap strafe. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. So I got hit initially, but once I did, I made sure to build back my momentum so I can slide jump. So that's really the key. So I know a lot of people in the comment sections reply, well, what happens when, how come I'm losing my movement? I'm losing my momentum whenever I'm sliding. Well, a major tip, even if you get hit, if you have the velocity in the upper left-hand corner, I'll put the command in the description down below, is of course, yeah, you can get hit and get a little bit slowed by a bullet. Let's see, the shotgun hits me, ready? Hit me, bot. Nope, they're gonna miss, that's fine. But you do see the indicator whenever you do get hit, kind of get this little jerk. You'll have your movement slow just a tad. It happens more with the heavy guns, and there was a little bit of a slow right there. They're slowing me, and then you can just tap strafe away. This is great practice, especially whenever you're trying to learn the tap strafe movement. This is the advanced version of getting used to the movement. And there we go, that's a nice one. It's pretty decent. And that's how you do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully there was a lot of tips in here about your movement, how to get it to be successful, the input keys that you're using. Just remember to, remove that W, use that A and the scroll wheel in combination, and go back and forth, and you got yourself a nice little double tap strafe. And this is definitely gonna throw off your enemy in a very dramatic way. So hopefully you get down this movement, pop some music in the background, hop in this test range, man. It's very soothing. I love doing this. It feels like the ASMR of movement. You're not gonna get it perfect every time, and if you want the easy version, play Octane. Look at this. Whenever you do Octane, you can almost do 3 in a go. You can see that there. It's a little smaller at the end there, but listen, great way to practice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next video.